So you got three Republicans running against you in this race. Why do you feel you're the best candidate over the other three?
Well, I have the most experience, and I have a vision for Alaska that's going to bring good jobs and strong schools, safe streets. I have a proven track record. You can look at my votes and see what I've done, and I'm willing to work with everyone in the legislature, and that's the best path forward for Alaska.
Okay. So the first question I'll ask you again, some of the, your candidates in this race who are Republicans are criticizing your conservative record, the way you voted, not supporting the governor's veto, the size of the PFD, saying you're not a true conservative. What would you say to those who are saying to you, you're not a true conservative? We kind of see you as a Republican who's actually a Democrat. What would you say to those people?
Well, I'm a lifelong Republican, and I think if you go and you look at my record and the votes I've taken, they stand with the Republican platform. Because I work with people across the aisle doesn't mean I'm a Democrat. Alaska has a long history of coalitions. Ted Stevens and Congressman Young worked with across the aisle all the time. They did what was right for Alaska, not what was right for a political party.
So people who criticize you for caucusing with the Senate majority because they feel like it's leaning you too far left, straying you away from the right, where they would like to see you with the House majority, what would you say to that?
Well, I'd tell them to look at my record and tell me which votes they feel were not on the conservative platform. We come together and we take a bill and we work it, and if we're able to come to a compromise, we bring it forward, and if not, we don't do that.
And as you said before, you said anyone who criticizes you, they should look at how people voted on SB 140 and look at how they voted on the budget and not single you out, correct?
Absolutely. Both representatives from the Chugach-Eagle River area supported the budget with the $1,700 permanent fund dividend.
And the same thing with SB 140 too? Would you say that too?
Yeah, they both voted yes on SB 140 before, when it passed in the Senate and in the House. So before it went to the governor, there was widespread bipartisan support in both the House and Senate.
And do you feel like politics today is getting a little bit too partisan because, as you said, people are labeling you something that is not accurate, and you've had signs vandalized in this race. And is this kind of unprecedented, or do you feel like politics is getting too partisan? How do you feel on this?
Well, I think it's definitely getting more partisan. I did have signs stolen and vandalized last cycle, but nothing like it is now. Over 50 signs stolen and things spray painted and cut down. So that's kind of disheartening because I think people in Chugach-Eagle River are better than that. What was the other part besides the vandalism? Partisan. Okay.
Do you think it's getting too partisan?
Yeah. I think if you look even on the national stage, things have gotten so partisan that nobody's willing to even come together and talk anymore. And that's not how Alaska is. We've always had a pioneering spirit that we would overcome anything. And I think Alaskans want legislators that are going to get the job done and move Alaska forward.
What do you want to focus on next session that maybe either didn't pass this session or is going to be new?
Yeah, I would love to see some fiscal policy. I really believe we need a stable fiscal plan in order to attract investment into our state and cut red tape so that companies are willing to invest here and so Alaskans have good jobs.